Hi there and welcome back to Empowered with Faye. Welcome back to yet another video. If you are new here, on this corner of the internet, we talk about all things personal development, personal growth, and everything that contributes to you becoming a better version of yourself. If that is your type of vibe, please be sure to join this community and subscribe. If you are returning, welcome back, and I hope you have learned a thing or two from my previous videos. And actually, speaking of my previous videos, I hope you have watched the Empowered System video that I posted a while ago, because this video is a build from that. If you haven't, please just pause this video right now and go to that one. So speaking of empowered systems, so in the last video I introduced the concept of empowered systems, and I took some time also to watch that video myself. I said to myself, it makes sense, it's inspirational, it's everything, but how does one get started? How can I make the person listening to this video get started with the empowered systems? So I thought of creating a very quick one here, which is going to be a 21-day login period for your empowered systems. Okay, so it's going to be very quick. I just want to give you some tools to get started in your empowered journey. So the truth is that like I said, the strategies I've shared in the previous video are very inspirational. But if you're somebody who's struggling with a particular thing or area in your life, you'd find it very hard to get started and just think about what I'm going to implement and where do I even get started. Yes, I see the tools, they are good, but what do I have to do? So in a 21-day login season, this is a time where you are able to sort of discipline yourself and in a short time frame to actually restructure your life entirely. It doesn't work like automation. You have to be intentional about what you are doing and actually put in the work. You don't just wake up in day one and 21 days later you're transformed to a new person. You have to put in the work. Now the good thing is that 21 days is a very short time, so you can discipline yourself enough in 21 days and actually change your whole habits in 21 days if you put in the work. Important thing here is if you put in the work. Anyway, I'm going on and on. So the whole concept is that 21 days has been proven by scientific research that the brain actually takes about 21 days or 3 weeks to change or rewire the neural pathways in it. What does that mean? It means, think of it as a code. So the brain takes about 21 days to change the code or the script in your head in as far as behavior and habits are concerned. So it has to have time, but 21 days is just enough time to sort of change the syntax of that code in the head. So we are using that concept also in this login season. The other thing about the brain is that there's the part called the prefrontal cortex, which is excited about designing and structure, but beyond just being excited about that, it drives in consistency. So 21 days is enough to feed that part of the brain with that consistency so that it can then change the structure of the output and as far as habits and systems are concerned. So we are going to look at I've created like a structure. So I'm looking from my laptop here because I've written down my points here. Because I'm a fan of structure and frameworks, I was introduced to frameworks by my coach, my speaking coach, who introduced me to so many frameworks in communication, how to speak your ideas, how to stand out in a conversation, how to respond to Q&As. So the concept of structure is sort of like a safe space because it gives you a guide. You have a guide to follow. Now, speaking of that structure, I have created like 3 phases of the lock-in season phase. So the first phase is a reflection. So I suggest you do this for the first 7 days, day 1 to day 7. So in the reflection phase, you sort of take inventory of everything or every area of your life, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, socially, and otherwise. What is going well and what is not going well. You might not know why things are not going well, but you will know why the things that are going well are actually going well, because you want to make sure you improve on those ones. But importantly, highlight the ones that are not doing well and the ones you want to work on moving forward. Be sure to not judge yourself, but just to create a list of things so that you are aware, because awareness is key. So look at the routines on your day-to-day basis. What leads to me failing in this area of my life? Is it me waking up very late or sleeping late at night or scrolling before bed? Be honest with yourself and actually list those things down. And also, if you don't know what's not working well, rather why what's not working well is not working well, it's okay. Leave that space for learning. You will learn and try to figure out eventually with your journey. Please do not judge yourself. It's not going to help you. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Now, the second thing, which I suggest you do on day 8 to day 14, the second phase of our lock-in season is redesigning. So this is the time where you say, okay, I have this list of things that are not working well. Well, in a parallel to that is the list of things that are working well. Anyway, let's just put that aside for now. Let's look at the things which are not working well and pick just one area or two areas of your life that you want to focus on. Should be maybe your eating habits or your personal development. You want to improve your coding skills or whatever skill that you want to improve at that time of your life. Think about, how can I redesign my life around making sure I win at these two things or this one thing. So you are redesigning structure, you are brainstorming ideas of implementation on how you are going to change generally. I am a fan of highlighting the fact that feminine productivity is different from masculine productivity, because we are 4 different people every month. So I suggest that on this second phase of your lock-in season, you pay attention to your cycle as well. If you are in a follicular phase, for example, you want to look at new things, new ideas, and new projects, like I said in my previous video. So in as far as redesign is concerned, because this is your peak, this is your confidence peak and your creativity peak, think about, okay, I thought I wanted to change my eating habits. So what can I do differently this time? Do I need to go and do shopping all over again? Do I need to restructure my plan to implement it at that time because you're excited? If it's about implementing a new exercising schedule, this is your time to actually work on that, because you're more creative, and failing will not really demotivate you. It's going to be a challenge that pushes you to become better at this part of your cycle. If you're in your ovulation phase, this is the phase where you like being seen, and social connection is key. So if around the areas you want to improve, there's things that you want to, there's networking, there's meeting people, there's pitching an idea with a potential collaborator or a potential investor or whatever business you're working on, this is your moment to shine. So go out and meet people and speak and show up and present and network, and develop or establish relationships with those people. This is your social flow moment. Now, the other phase is the luteal phase. If you're in this phase, please be sure that you simplify structure as much as you can. You prepare for rest. Your body doesn't want challenge at this time. So in as far as redesigning and restructuring is concerned, you want to look at sort of brainstorming and creating a structure. So if it's about, let's say you want to incorporate a new exercising schedule, maybe this time of the month, don't really work on the exercising itself. Create a structure on how you're going to implement that when the time is right for you to actually do it. Create a dashboard on Notion, for example, about on day 1, this is the type of exercise I'm going to do. I'm going to do planks. I'm going to do high knees or etc. Just create like a framework or structure to work on that week. Don't try to push yourself too hard. If it's about eating differently, this part of the month, think about, how am I going to structure my meals moving forward? Create like a plan or a shopping list or whatever that helps you get started. And then you can think about when are you going to do that and implement it. If you're in your monthlies, this is the time to rest. Really, your body just wants space to rest. So I suggest, as far as redesigning is concerned, it's time to declutter mentally, physically, and otherwise. So it's time to cut away things that are not working for you. It's time to create more space for what's going to work. If you want to establish new relationships, think about the ones that are not working, because you have to create space and room for those ones that are going to elevate you and push you to become a better person. Think about how you're not going to sabotage those decisions as well. If it's about cutting on food, think about if I need to empty my fridge with all of that ice cream and junk, then maybe this is the time to actually work on that. If it's about, say, changing the way you look physically, the way you dress, maybe it's about throwing away all that makeup that doesn't work anymore, that's old and that makes your skin look terrible and all of that. So this is a time to create more space. This is the time to say, hey, for new things to happen in my life, I must let go of the old, and this is about time to create that space. And the last phase of your lock-in season is on recalibrating. So recalibrating is all about now locking in and owning the season, and owning these new systems that you've created. You have reflected, you have restructured and redesigned. Now it's time to lock in and own it. It's time to live in your system and actually own your system. So it's about creating now sustainable habits and being honest with yourself on how these things are working. So moving forward, think about what cues can I remove around me which still make me fall back to my old habits. This is the time to really be honest and own it, and do a reflection at every step, literally every day if you can, of what went well today and what did not. So moving forward tomorrow, what am I going to change and do differently? So that was very quick. Actually, I wanted to share those 3 things with you in your 21-day login season. So I hope you find this useful, and actually I hope this will help you get started with your implementation of your systems. Please be sure to check the Notion templates I've shared on my previous video, because they're going to help you get started. You can actually create your own copy for yourself and personalize them the way that works for your routines and things you're working around on in your life generally. So I hope that was helpful. Hope to see you in the next one. You do keep well. Bye.